Hi everyone, it's Tricia Velthuizen from Churchill Education. Phones have been running hot around here. We're getting multiple calls a day ringing to ask us about the Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment. So we were having chat as a team. I thought I'd pop on and share some of our thoughts about whether or not you need that particular qualification sorted out by the deadline of the 31st of March, or if you're in the camp that you can sit tight on the qualification you have. So if you've been following along at all before and you've got the Certificate 4 in Training Assessment, probably the 2010 version, the 40110, you might have heard that come the 31st of March this year, there is a change to what is required in that Certificate 4 in Training Assessment if you want to be training and assessing in the vocational education space in Australia. Now that's causing a lot of confusion out there, so I just thought I'd walk you through what it means. In 2016, there was a new version of the Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment released, and it had some changes. It wasn't deemed equivalent, which means it's not the same automatically as the one before it. And they gave us all some time to get our qualifications in order, and we had two options. You could keep the training and assessment that you had, the Certificate 4 from 2010, the 40110, provided you added two more units. One was a language literacy and numeracy unit, and the other was an assessment unit. So if you can add those two units, if you don't have them already, and in some cases you might, then if you upgrade and just added those two units, then after the 31st of March, you can be a trainer and assessor in the vocational space, which means a TAFE or a registered training organisation, and still be assessing at an accredited level. Or you could upgrade and get the new one, the 40116. The calls we're getting are from people that aren't working for an RTO, a registered training organisation, or a TAFE, and might be working in mining sector or construction or work health and safety, and you've had your training and assessment qual and you're wondering, is it still all right? Well, the answer is yes, it really is. It's still valid for you. It just means that without those changes, you can't go and get a job right now in the training and assessment sector, vocational education sector, for accredited, nationally recognised, where the qualifications can be reviewed by the national regulator. That's not the work you can do without upgrading your qualification to either add those two units or get the fresh qualification. But if you're in a sector where you're delivering non-accredited training, so you might be workplace training, you don't need to run out and get the new qualifications. In fact, I'd sit tight and just leave it for the moment. I've been doing a lot of work reviewing ads, job ads. Employers are asking for Certificate 4 in Training Assessment. They're not asking for a particular version of that. And that's really because your skills are around training. How do you communicate with an audience? How do you give some work skill instruction? That's the sort of skills that they're looking for. They're not necessarily needing you to be at that level that the Australian qualification system needs you to be at if you're delivering and you're endorsing other people as having the right level of skills to receive a qualification themselves. So we're saying, sit tight. We don't actually have the Certificate 4 training assessment on scope, so we do have done some work. We've upgraded some of our qualifications and we've had a look at different providers in the market. For people, unless you've been working in an RTO or a TAFE, really difficult thing to RPL, to get recognition of prior learning for the new TAE 40116, mainly because there's 10 units, 9 are core, which means they're required. And of the 9 core, they're pretty explicit, and basically you'd only be meeting those criteria if you're already working in an RTO or a TAFE. And for most people in the private sector, you're just not doing that. So it's kind of an indication that that qualification has been redesigned in a way that doesn't really suit the normal workplace trainer. So don't race out and grab that one. If you really feel that you need to address that because you are doing some accredited training, of the providers we've looked at, we've had found that Blueprint Career Development are getting some of the best feedback that we've seen. Randall Smith, my husband / co-director, actually used them for his upgrade. So we've tried a few. We actually went and tried a few because we don't want to send our clients off to different providers without having touch base and had a look at how they do things. So if you're calling us to ask who should I go to because you fit that criteria where you want to upgrade, then check out Blueprint Career Development and see how they can help you. I can flag they're doing some short workshop style events to just upgrade those 2 missing units for people that weren't having them. And they're filling fast from what we can gather as that 31st of March deadline comes. What happens if you've got the Certificate 4 and you haven't upgraded by the 31st of March? Nothing. Just means that you won't be getting having the ability to deliver accredited training in an RT or TAFE on the 1st of April without your employer getting into trouble about it. So the world doesn't end. You've still got time if you really want to do that. The feedback is that a lot of courses to do the training assessment for 0116, the latest version, even though we're in 2019, time flies, is taking anywhere from 6 to 12 months. So there's a lot of work in it. And it was done on purpose. It's designed to make sure that people that are issuing accredited qualifications by signing off on them are doing so at the highest standard. So we're all good with that. So we hope that clears that up. A little bit more information about Certificate 4 and Training Assessment. As always, we're happy to chat if you want to understand what your particular situation involves and what advice we might have for you on staying up to date. And always happy to chat. So give us a call at the office, 1300 793 002, and John, Kelly, Randall, myself, any one of us, happy to help. So that's the update. Take care, guys, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.